Live on the App State Sports Network. This is Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. UNC Health Blue Ridge, your weekly inside scoop on App State basketball. Mountaineer Talk is also brought to you by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, the official soft drink of your App State Mountaineers. And by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. Now, to get things started, here's your host, Matt Present.
Happy New Year! Welcome to Mountaineer Talk. Glad you've joined us here at River Street Ale House or wherever you're listening or watching us across our wonderful radio affiliates on Facebook or on Twitter. Glad you're with us here for the first basketball episode, and it's a point guard edition to kick off 2026. Emma Smith will begin the show with us here momentarily. Alonzo Dodd joining us in the second half hour of the evening, and of course the head coaches Alaura Sharp and Dustin Kerns. If you want to ask a question to any of our guests, get involved with the show. Several ways to do that. Hashtag Mountaineer Talk on Twitter or X. MountaineerTalk@gmail.com or 828-278-9850. 828-278-9850. Emma Smith, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me.
Of course. It's great for you to be with us here to kick off the new year, and your mom is with us here. I think that's the first time in my 5 years doing the show that we've had a parent in person. Shout out, Mrs. Smith. Your first year here at App State. Tell us about your journey. You started your career at Denver. What is it that brought you here to Boone?
I mean, there are a lot of things that really drew me here, but I would say the main thing was definitely the coaching staff. It's definitely a tough thing to go into the portal, especially when you only have one more year. You really have to make it count. So I knew it was going to be a really accelerated process just with the transfer portal. That's kind of how it goes these days. But the thing that was most important to me was the coaching staff, the type of people that they were, and how they were going to push and challenge me. And I've seen that every single day since I've been here. So I mean, it's always tough. I feel like the portal can be tough for certain athletes, and you just really have to lean in 100% and trust the people that you're there with. But I've been more than happy with my decision.
All right, peel back the curtain for us a little bit. You talk about this accelerated process. What is that like? You enter your name in, then what?
Yeah, I actually entered a few days late just because of my old school was on the quarter system. So I was already getting a little nervous, just waiting a few days by the time I went into the portal. Yeah, just had to stay ready, keep my phone on. Didn't do too much homework that day. I was trying to answer as many texts and phone calls as I could. But the thing that was most important to me was just the people that were recruiting me and just how upfront they were, and just kind of where they saw my game going. And something that I was pretty focused on from the beginning was, like I said before, coaching staff and a team and people around me that would push me and challenge me. So they said that from the beginning, and they had looked at my game and really showed me spots where I could improve and places where I could help our team. And I think that I just really appreciated that. And then they were just great people as well. So it took a few weeks, about a month I think, before I made my decision, just trying to make sure that I made the right one. But once I came on campus and on my visit, it felt like home.
Well, and I think not only that, but statistically so far this season, leading the Sun Belt in assists, leading the Sun Belt in assists to turnover, 7th in the conference in steals per game. How have you been able to acclimate so quickly to a new team to not only fit in chemistry-wise, but excel to the point that you're among the conference leaders in several categories?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that I think goes to my teammates. Just with the experience that I have of playing a lot at the 1 and the 2 guard, I think it's been really good for me to kind of be able to read and understand my teammates better, so I know what positions to put them in to be successful. So as long as we keep doing that and I just give them the ball, I know they can score. So it makes my job pretty easy. But I just love playing smart basketball, and I think that's something that Coach Sharp had talked to me about a lot before I came here, and they really just valued that from my old school, just the assist to turnover ratio, and we really wanted to focus on that. And I think just stepping more into the point guard position and just really trusting myself in that position has really just made it super easy.
Coach Sharp always talks about motion offense and the fact that it's a read and react, that you're not running specific plays. What is the process of getting acclimated in that system?
Yeah, it was definitely tough in the beginning, but I think this summer was really good for us just because it's definitely hard. I mean, we had nine new players, 3 returners, and I think that, it's definitely a challenge in this climate of college basketball when you have so many new people, but I think all of us really bought into that idea. We definitely had some bumps, and sometimes we still experience some of those, but we just know that by the time, we're playing in February and March, we'll be playing our best basketball, and it'll be super hard for teams to guard us because we have so many different reads and options we can make, and it can be any person's night. So it was tough at first, but it's been really good for us, and I think it's really made our team grow a lot and brought us a lot closer.
Off the court, what have you enjoyed most here in Boone?
I haven't been back recently, but Hatchet Coffee, I went there on my visit. Shout out, that's where I met Sam. Coach Sharp brought me there. They really knew what to do to get me here. I'm a big coffee drinker, so I like to try all of those places out just for studying. And then the fall was so beautiful here. We went out on the Parkway a couple times, and I love the snow. I was out in Denver. It was super fun. Being from Alabama, I didn't get to see that too much growing up. So around the wintertime, it's basketball season, so I always love that as well.
Question for you from our text line again, 828-278-9850. How's the tennis game?
Oh, I haven't gotten a chance to play too much here. When I was in the summer, I got to go on the weekend out to Hilton Head with my family, so I played a little bit there. It's usually just a summer thing, but once I'm done this year, I'll definitely pick it up a little more. I have a couple teammates who said once the weather gets nice, we're going to play. So
singles, doubles, what are we talking?
I'll play a little bit of both. Doubles more for fun, singles for good exercise. I think they're both good. But yeah, I'm same with pickleball. We'll try to add some of those in there too, just to keep a good workout routine. Yeah.
You were an identical twin. Mm-hmm. Do you have any fun twin stories of whether it be people confusing you or you having some fun with other people? What's in the bag there?
Yeah, when we were growing up, we definitely looked a lot more similar. I think as we've grown older, we look more like sisters, in my opinion, than twins. But I think we were in, it was 2nd grade on April Fool's Day. We definitely switched classes, wore different letters. We had similar shirts. My mom always dressed us pretty close, but in different colors. I'm not sure if that was for their benefit as well, maybe, so we never got switched up also, but we definitely switched one day in class, and I went in her classroom for the day, and she went in mine, which definitely was a fun memory, but yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get you out of here on this. Conference play ramping up the last couple weeks. What has practice been like? What's the focus this week as you guys have 2 at home?
Yeah, I think one of the big things for us is definitely rebounding. That was something that we focused on a lot in the non-conference and was super successful. We had a really high rebounding margin, and we definitely want to get back to that. So I think this week that is definitely something we're focusing on. And then just keeping the course and focusing on us. I think that we really have a lot of offensive weapons, and we've proven our defensive ability. We've been able to hold some of these teams to pretty low numbers. So once we kind of get that offense back and getting confident and just kind of getting it back under control, I think, I feel really good about the rest of the conference for us.
Sounds good. Let's make it happen. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Emma Smith joining us here tonight on Mountaineer Talk, kicking off the new year. Plenty more to get to on our show. Don't go anywhere. Alaura Sharp joining us right after the break. Alumni Hall, the official online store of App State Athletics. Shop the best selection of App State apparel, hats, gear by visiting Alumni Hall on King Street or alumnihall.com and earn 10% in cash rewards every time you spend $150. Alumni Hall, the ultimate Mountaineer shopping destination. More of Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge continues right after this.
Boone, North Carolina. Nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains, Boone offers snow-covered adventure paired with cozy mountain lodging. Shred pristine slopes, enjoy the thrill of snow tubing, or stroll the glowing streets of downtown Boone with local shops, delicious dining, and endless options for creature comfort and wellness. So we ask, can you feel the Blue Ridge Mountains beckoning? If so, come, explore Boone.
Hey Mountaineer fans, did you know UNC Health Caldwell proudly serves the High Country by providing services like women's health, primary and urgent care, cancer care, spine care, neurology, and interventional pulmonology. When you or a loved one receives care at UNC Health Caldwell, count on compassionate, patient-centered care from a skilled team of healthcare providers. For more information on healthcare services from Blowing Rock to Hickory, visit caldwellmemorial.org.
This holiday season, give a gift the entire family can enjoy. A home upgrade with propane from G&B Energy. A roaring fire at the flip of a switch. An endless supply of hot water that ends the shower wars. Made possible with propane and G&B Energy. Even better, rebates worth hundreds are available on many propane installations by G&B Energy. If you receive damage from Hurricane Helene, rebates could be worth double. Visit G&B Energy to save or learn more at gbeenergy.com.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, we believe that getting to know you is the best way to protect what you love most. We have friendly agents in every county to help you prepare for the unexpected. And when life doesn't go as planned, our award-winning claims team will be with you every step of the way. Find a local agent today at ncfbins.com. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now, for more App State Hoops Talk, here's Matt Present.
Welcome back to the show. Head coach Alaura Sharp joining us as we continue our first Mountaineer Talk of 2026. Thanks to everyone who's joined us here at River Street Ale House tonight and wherever you might be listening or watching to the show tonight. And Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited to be back on the radio show and to get in a normal routine of playing games.
Year two for Mountaineer Talk, year two for you coaching. Year one, I've got to think, is just crazy. You're going a million miles an hour, building your first team, coaching your first season in the Sun Belt. Does it feel like it's kind of calmed down for you where things are a little bit more familiar second go around?
It really does. First year it literally is just a whirlwind. You feel like you're just in a blur. And year two, it does feel like you're a lot more settled. You know the conference. You know what to expect. I was just telling someone, in the crowd here today that it's you know the other coaches. You know what they're going to run. You know kind of what their style of play is. You're not going into everything blind. Now, our team is really new. So there still is a lot of teaching, a lot of growth, a lot of focusing on the process. But it's been really good. I really love our team.
Well, let's get into it. 9 newcomers, 3 freshmen, 6 transfers. Peel back the curtain. What went into building this year's team?
Yeah, I think kind of Emma touched on it a little bit. We focused offensively on players that had a positive assist to turnover ratio. That was really important to us. In running motion offense, you really got to be able to pass the ball and assist the ball and take care of the ball. That's one thing we learned in the Sun Belt is there's a lot of pressing, a lot of full court defense, and so being able to sign players and recruit players who really value the basketball. Over everything, though, we focused on character, just the kinds of people that we wanted to bring into the program. You spend a lot of time around your team. We felt like we had 3 good high character returners coming back and wanted to surround them with competitors, players that had a good upside, and we got a little bit of everything. We've got some high level transfers. We got 2 players with a lot of experience like Emma, and then obviously Deja Mitchell coming from winning a championship. She kind of brings that mentality to our program, so we feel like we checked a lot of boxes.
We'll get to Emma in a second, but a couple more questions about this roster. I think there's a couple things that stand out. First, the height. You guys got a lot taller this year than last year. How much was that a focus in the offseason?
Well, we definitely wanted to get a little bit bigger. Obviously, right now, our post position, we're very young. We start a sophomore. Our backup post player is a freshman, so there's some growing pains there, but both of them have really high ceilings. We really invested in the youth in that position. defensively, it's nice to have length. Rebounding wise, it's nice to have length. The style of play, when you play positionless, you want to be able to post up different people. We'll be excited to see some man-to-man defense. We feel like we've played a lot of zone lately, so we're excited to get to Wednesday and Saturday for that reason. But size is everything, especially when you play a lot of zone like we do. And we play, I don't know, about 60-40 man-to-zone defense. It's great to have some length. It makes your bumps quicker. You can cover a lot more ground.
And then in terms of the size of the roster, you shrunk the number of players on your team this year. What does that allow you to do?
Well, I think it just allows for you to invest more time in each individual player, right? Trying to invest time in 15 players like we did last year, that's a lot. You can't cut yourself up into 15 equal parts as a head coach. That's really, really hard. And so we thought slimming down our roster would help us with our player development. It helps with just having less players not playing too, right? And so you're able to really pour into those younger players. Issa Rahman and Riley Stoker, who played kind of spot minutes for us. You're able to keep them in an extra lift a week, so they're developing. You're able to continue to express your vision to them and spend more one-on-one time with them. I think it's been a good decision.
And then Emma Smith, she told us her version of events in the transfer portal. What do you remember most as you recruited her?
Emma's awesome. The thing about Emma is I think I was one of her first offers when I was the head coach at Presbyterian College. I'll never forget seeing her play for the first time in Indianapolis. And so I had a good relationship with her high school coach, so we were able to get her digits quickly because, in the portal, there's only an email address. And so it's nice to have a previous relationship with players so that you have their phone number right away. And so, most of the time the staff digs through the portal, but every other day or so, I'll just go through and see if there's any names that I recognize. And so she was not on our board until I went through and I was like, I know her, I want her, I wanted her the first time, let's go after her. We didn't even watch film together as a staff because I already knew what she was, and I had actually followed her career at Denver and thought she had put up great numbers all 3 years that she had been there and would be a great fit for us as a senior.
Where has she impacted you guys the most so far this season?
Yeah, I think grit, toughness, really teaching her how to be a leader. That's something that she's really starting to embrace. I think it was really good to see her. I showed a few possessions today of the thing about Emma, this is, your greatest strength is always something that kind of is a weakness for you too, is Emma is business. You get a stop, it's because you're supposed to. It's business. Everything's about business for Emma. So we've had to teach her to celebrate the good and be, when things are really good, it's okay to stop and celebrate for a second and get out of your business as business. So it's been fun to kind of watch her grow and play with some joy. But I agree with what she said. Our team's got to get back to, we kind of have worked really hard on having some confidence and swag on defense, and now we feel like we look not very smooth on offense. And so I agree with what she said as a team and her as an individual, just getting back to where we're playing really confident on the offensive end as well.
Well, it's a perfect segue. We got to take a break, but we'll come back and talk about this week and talk about what you guys are working on and striving for. Hey, Mountaineers, Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate is the official realtor of App State Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate today for all of your real estate needs. We'll step aside. More with head coach Alaura Sharp coming up right after this.
University takes the strongest wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our award-winning high-speed nationwide network. We offer the latest devices and technology at a great value with an exceptional local customer service experience that you deserve. Try us risk-free for 30 days. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers.
A winning team is more than the sum of its parts, in sports and in life. At Blue Ridge Energy, we share the same commitment to excellence as the Appalachian State men's and women's basketball teams. That's why we'll never stop working to provide the energy solutions your family needs and the community deserves. Blue Ridge Energy is proud to be part of the community, proud to be part of App Nation, and proud to partner with App State. Together, we're powering a brighter future. Go Mountaineers!
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with an available flat interior work surface. Drop down the available tailgate work surface to get it all done. And plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150. For great offers on a well-equipped 2025 Ford F-150 truck, see your Carolina Ford dealer today.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
You're locked in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Talking all things App State basketball. Let's rejoin your host, Matt Present.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk. Glad you've joined us for the first episode of 2026. Head coach Alaura Sharp alongside, and coach, going to break, you started to talk about the things that you and your team are trying to improve upon. You guys are 0-3 in conference, but you played some really high-quality opponents, Marshall twice and Georgia Southern early on in the season, and you were just saying to me that you think the Sun Belt just keeps getting better and better as a conference as a whole.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think there's 4 teams in the mid-major poll. From a net ranking, we're the 6th best conference in the country. So the games don't get any easier. It's a really competitive schedule. I think for us, we have to continue to stay focused on the process. We didn't get the win over Marshall, but there were things that were better. And I think as long as I can keep our group believing and keep showing them these are the things that are getting better, and then here is exactly what's next, we got to just keep chipping away game by game.
Well, 2 games at home this week. Hope that everyone comes out to the home center to check out this women's basketball team against Coastal at 6:30 on Wednesday, and then at 1 o'clock on Saturday against Southern Miss. As you guys prepare for the games on tap this week, what are the things that you've tried to instill most in practice starting today?
Yeah, I think just like Emma talked about, we definitely played with the rebound ring on today. I think, we gave up 10 offensive rebounds in the second half against Marshall. It was the difference of the game. And so we've improved so much in our one-on-one on-ball defense. We've got to continue doing that. We've got to clean up our defensive rebounding. And then offensively, we got to get off the back of our heels. We've got to be aggressive. We've got to trust our decisions. We got to trust how we're playing. We've got to do a better job of really slowing down, right? I think both Coastal and Southern Miss is going to put a lot of pressure on the ball, and we can't allow that to make us play hurried in our offense and our decisions. I think if we do that, our shots will fall. We'll make better decisions with the basketball. And so we focus on that a lot today. Fakes a lot, set up moves. It really helps us calm down on offense and be able to read that next layer of defense.
You say you rebound a ring. Can you explain to folks what that tool is and what it provides you guys?
It's the best. And the players have to choose to embrace it, right? There's 2 ways players can look at it, like, we're playing with the rebound ring. But I felt like really today our kids are like, no, put that thing on there. Let's go. Let's block these, because we play against men, right? Because we're practice guys. So we're blocking out men, big, we had Liam in practice today. He's about 6'4", really long. But basically what it is it's a rim that sits on top of the rim. And so there's no made shot. So when we're practicing today, we practiced, transition defense. They took a lot of long shots. Long shots are long rebounds, so you've got to sprint back out. It helps us practice, obviously, expanding our circle and just, really tracking the ball. It's helpful.
So it's a cylinder that goes on top of the basket. It's kind of like a dome, and no shots can go in, only rebounds. I was watching some of the Marshall game on Saturday, and you came here last year and you talked about your matchup zone defense, still playing a lot of that, but you guys have been integrating some full court defense. What has that allowed you to do?
Yeah, I think it's been really good for us, especially a team like Marshall. It's allowed us to slow teams down. They're getting into their offense at about 20 seconds. We'll use it a little bit against Coastal. They're really good in the first 6 seconds of the shot clock. Their field goal percentage almost cuts in half when you get them under 10 seconds, or making them run offense for longer than 10 seconds. So that's really good, but something we'll continue to do, and something we want to continue to build on. We want to add some trapping out of it and try to steal some additional possessions, but all that stuff just takes time, right? You're teaching everything, you're working on everything, so we'll continue to add things and continue tweaking our defenses. We played our matchup zone probably a lot more than we thought we would against Marshall, and I thought it was really good for us, but again, we've got to add that next layer of blocking out of it.
You guys played a challenging non-conference schedule, really tested yourself, a ranked West Virginia team on the road. You guys were even with Clemson at halftime, played a really quality game there. But it also meant that you went a month without playing at home. How great is it to be at home this week, and why should people come and watch you?
Yeah, it's great to play at home this week, and I'll tell you what, our attendance is really on the climb. There's nothing like walking out and seeing so much support from our program. I got probably 6 or 7 different text messages yesterday of people that their kids were there and they really enjoyed the environment. So women's basketball is starting to catch on in Boone, which I'm really, really excited about. But I think just the effort of our team, right? They're really fun to play. You talk about players like Emma Smith, who's great to watch. She scraps. I mean, a point guard that has 11 rebounds. I mean, that's just unheard of almost. It's offensive rebound. It's defensive rebounds. You have players like Deja Mitchell who play with a ton of emotion, a ton of energy. We are a program on the rise. We need everybody to stick behind us and stick with us. We're going to get it figured out, and really excited to be back at home. 2 more games, because it felt like forever that we were on the road. But I also thought it toughened us up. We learned a lot about ourselves after that Clemson game. You need tough opponents like that, and I think that's just kind of where we're at right now. We're 3 quarters of basketball. I thought this last, against Marshall, I thought we were about 3.5 quarters. So we've just got to get that little last part figured out as far as closing out games and finishing with a win.
Sounds like a plan, Coach. Looking forward to it this week. And again, that's Coastal Carolina on Wednesday night and Southern Miss on Saturday. Good luck.
Thank you.
Head Coach Alaura Sharp with us tonight here on Mountaineer Talk. We'll take a break momentarily, come back and shift our attention to the men's side of things. And while we know you guys are enjoying your time here at River Street Ale House, make sure to also check out Town Tavern Blowing Rock for a great dining experience. They're open for lunch, dinner, and later, and have 19 flat-screen TVs for you to catch the game. They also boast the largest outdoor dining area in the high country, so make sure to stop by Town Tavern Blowing Rock on your next trip to the high country. It's Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, and it continues right after this.
University takes the strongest wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our award-winning high-speed nationwide network. We offer the latest devices and technology at a great value with an exceptional local customer service experience that you deserve. Try us risk-free for 30 days. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers.
What does it mean to be first for teaching? First, we listen. First, we engage. First, we recognize potential. You have what it takes: the drive, the smarts, and the heart to be the kind of educator that changes and inspires lives. 2 million kids are waiting for you. But first, your journey starts right here. Be first. Be an App State teacher. Learn more at firstteach.appstate.edu.
Tired of sitting on the sidelines because of nagging shoulder, hip, knee, or back pain? Let App Ortho get you back in the game. Offering advanced treatment for shoulder, hip, knee, and back pain, App Ortho offers same-day appointments and telehealth visits. App Ortho is also the official sports medicine and orthopedic provider for App State Athletics. Stop sitting on the sidelines and call App Ortho today, 828-386-2663, or visit apprhs.org.
Over the last few years, we've redefined what working remotely means, and so is the Ford F-150. Bring your desk wherever you go with an available flat interior work surface. Drop down the available tailgate work surface to get it all done. And plug in what you need outside the cab with available Pro Power on board. How's that for upping your productivity? Tough this smart can only be called F-150. For great offers on a well-equipped 2025 Ford F-150 truck, see your Carolina Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now, for more App State Hoops Talk, here's Matt Present.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk from River Street Ale House in Boone. It's presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. We told you off the top, it's the point guard edition tonight. Alonzo Dodd joining us here as we shift our attention to the men's side of things. Zoe, how you doing tonight?
I'm good.
All righty. Off to start in conference play. You've played really well since conference play began. 16 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists here in Sun Belt play. How much pride have you taken with the way that you've elevated your game here in your second year in Boone?
I've taken a lot of pride in it. It come down to my teammates and my coaches believing in me. That's a big thing that I've learned this year, especially just having that confidence and knowing my coaches and my teammates believe in me to make the right play, make the right shot. And even if I miss, they still trust me to do it again. So that's really elevated my game this year.
Talk about what you learned last year, playing alongside Miles Tate in particular in the backcourt. How did that experience in year one help put you in position to do what you've done here in year two?
Yeah, playing alongside Miles just made me realize how good of a guard you got to be able to play in this league. And I seen him put the work in every day, and I kind of just try to be like him. He's been in tight games, and even in those games, he just had confidence. Like whether he's 0 for 5 from 3, he's going to keep shooting. So I just think I got that from him, that comfortability, that leadership from him, relying on my teammates to hit shots or make the right play, trust them like they trust me.
What are the things that you worked on, whether it be over the summer or in the preseason, that you tried to do to elevate your game heading into this year?
Yeah, I think I focused on my shot a lot. I kind of feel like everything else would come. I know I'm a good player. My teammates, they believe in me. So I think just working on my shot a lot and leadership, obviously. We lost 2 leaders. Basically, we lost our whole team but like 5 or 6. So we needed leaders on the team, and I think I took a big step in that role. And I just try to be the best leader I could be, whether that's talking to my teammates, getting work in, or doing whatever I need to do to show them that I'm there for them.
Every leader leads a little bit differently. How do you feel like you've found, whether it's your voice or leading by example, how have you found yourself in that role?
Yeah, I think I lead very different. I don't really yell much, but I'll let you know if I'm messing up. But I definitely think I just bring that energy of laughing. I think everybody needs a smile every day, so I try to bring a smile to everybody. I sing every day to the coaches, the players. I just do a lot of stuff just to get everybody comfortable, make sure everybody's comfortable, and kind of break the ice. Even though we knew each other for a while, there's still some stuff people don't want to show. So I just be open and be vulnerable with my teammates, and then I think they kind of get their swagger from that.
You mentioned the singing. Do you wake up with a playlist? Is this just this constant stream in your head? Like, take us through what's going on that how it just comes out as constant song.
Yeah, I grew up in a big household family, so it was very loud growing up. So I think I just took it from that. I always just sing. I don't have a constant song. It's just whatever comes to my mind, I sing it. And Coach Rob probably tell you he don't like it. Coach Tanner probably tell you they don't like it. But I just be myself, and I think they're happy with that.
But does that actually encourage you to do it more, perhaps?
Yeah, I think when they say something that makes me want to do it more. Yeah, definitely.
You were on with Brett and Adam on Nothing But an App State podcast last month, and you talked about the fact that when you started shooting a basketball, you shot with two hands and eventually started shooting with your left hand, but you do everything else right-handed. How has that skill, the fact that you learned to shoot left-handed, the fact that you write right-handed, allowed you to have success in basketball so much?
I'm not sure. I think it's kind of just hard to read whether I'm going up with my right or my left. I actually might think I'm a better finisher with my right, but people think I'm a good finisher with my left. But it's just kind of hard to read, kind of hard to guess. I'm ambidextrous, so I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Good core group returning this year. You also bring in some important newcomers. Being one of the guys returning when you're on campus and guys are coming in and doing visits, what is that like? I think so often we talk to coaches about recruiting, but you guys as returning players, you guys are recruiters too.
We just be ourselves. We let the vibe just be itself. We let everything glue together. We don't try to force nothing. And I think Coach Kerns and the other coaching staff just did a good job of bringing people in that fit. We all fit well together. We're glued together. We're all around each other every day. I think we went to Walmart yesterday or the day before, and there was like 10 of us. So just that bond comes from the coach recruiting the right people, and then just being ourselves. People coming in here knowing that they can be themselves, and I think that helps.
At what point in time did you know this team had that type of chemistry?
I would say maybe the first 3 days of everybody being on campus, because we would play pickup, and then we would sit after pickup and talk, and then we would go to somebody's house and we'll make food, and then we'll watch a game. So I think the first week of that really stemmed our relationship early.
You talk about this team, you talk about everyone just hanging out together. How does that chemistry off the court translate into the way you guys play on the court?
It makes us all believe in each other more, because we know each other personally as well as basketball, but I believe you always need to know your teammates personally to know what gets them going. Like, certain people might have certain approaches, and you just got to take that and help them with that. So I think it helps like a lot. I couldn't even explain it, because just being around the guys on the court and then seeing them off the court, it means so much more, because you share that bond off the court, so you want them to do well in life and not only just basketball.
Well, Zoe, you're right about one thing. We all need your smile. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Alonzo, Dodd joining us here tonight on Mountaineer Talk. And since 1981, Mountaineer Mania has been Boone's one-stop shop for all of your App State gear. The largest selection of tailgating supplies, hats, and one-of-a-kind apparel. Mountaineer Mania has something for everyone. Alumni-owned and operated. Make sure your next trip to Boone includes a visit to Mountaineer Mania. We'll hear from head coach Dustin Kerns when Mountaineer Talk continues right after this.
Give a gift the entire family can enjoy. A home upgrade with propane from G&B Energy. A roaring fire at the flip of a switch. An endless supply of hot water that ends the shower wars. Made possible with propane and G&B Energy. Even better, rebates worth hundreds are available on many propane installations by G&B Energy. If you receive damage from Hurricane Helene, rebates could be worth double. Visit G&B Energy to save or learn more at gbeenergy.com.
A winning team is more than the sum of its parts in sports and in life. At Blue Ridge Energy, we share the same commitment to excellence as the Appalachian State men's and women's basketball teams. That's why we'll never stop working to provide the energy solutions your family needs and the community deserves. Blue Ridge Energy is proud to be part of the community, proud to be part of App Nation, and proud to partner with App State. Together, we're powering a brighter future. Go Mountaineers!
Don't let a home emergency stop you from enjoying the Nears game. Whether it's water, fire, mold, or storm damage, Emergency Restoration Experts takes all the headaches and gives back your time. Emergencies happen when you least expect it, and that's why ERX is available 24/7. This tight-knit family-owned business understands that your family needs to get back to a repaired home with normal routines, like listening to App State play on game day right here. Let ERX tackle that emergency. Go to ERX247.com.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They are America's most trusted remodeler and the official exterior remodeler of App State Athletics, because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
You're locked in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, talking all things App State basketball. Let's rejoin your host, Matt Present.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk. Glad you've joined us here on this Monday evening. Head coach Dustin Kerns alongside his comments presented by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. Coach, Happy New Year. We've started on the road, back-to-back weeks. Last week at Old Dominion and Marshall. This week we hit the road to go face Georgia State and Coastal. We'll get to those matchups coming up in our conversation, but I know it's part of it, but that's a lot of miles here to begin 2026.
Well, Happy New Year, and great to be back at Ale House and seeing all our great fans and administration here, and so great to be back here and for Mountaineer Talk. Yeah, 2,300 miles on the bus this past week. That's part of the Sun Belt. It's part of it. But we've got we're in the middle of a 4-game road stretch, which we got to go do it again.
All right, we just visited with Alonzo Dodd. He's the lone returning starter from last year's team, one of several key returning players to this rotation. Talk about what he has meant to this team this year.
Listen, Alonzo's been playing very good basketball. Sun Belt Player of the Week a couple weeks ago, which that's in a 14-team league. That's hard to achieve that accolade, but very well deserving. But Alonzo has had great leadership for us. Alonzo has been very consistent, and with Aaron Banks, suffering a concussion there in the first half, I think Alonzo, he played 37 minutes there on Saturday at another tough road game. But Alonzo's been playing very good for us, and we expect that to continue.
When you have a returning starter like him, what are the conversations like? What is the offseason like as you prepare for a guy who was a contributor last year to step into yet a bigger role this year?
Yeah, well, with Alonzo, like certain conversations I have with Alonzo and Luke Wilson and Michael Marcus and Jason, some of those, returning guys. And so, Alonzo's been really good to, rely on and carry on the message and the voice of the locker room. And, he's been a guy that I know others are relying on, others look up to. And so, I think that, he's had, you may know more than me, I think Alonzo has had 3 or 4 career highs this year, so it keeps surpassing it. And I hope that at some point, with a lot of games left, we talk about another career high. But I know he had a career high at Dartmouth. He follows it up with a career high at High Point. Mm-hmm. And he had a career high at East Carolina. Like, he just keeps having career highs. And not only that, but, assists. He had 7 rebounds and 7 assists, I think, at East Carolina in that road win. And so just keeps, impacting the game in a lot of good ways. He's one of our best on-ball defenders as well.
Well, you mentioned the rebounding. Had 9 on the road at Marshall, several games of 7 assists. To have a point guard or any guard who is still able to affect the rebounding game, to get in there and chase misses and mix it up amongst bigs, how valuable is that?
Oh, it's huge, and we can start the break right away. Certainly when he gets the rebound, and can just initiate the break and initiate the offense, that is really helpful as well as we move on to transition offense.
All right, let's talk about building this roster. In some ways, we're already halfway through the season, but this is our first Mountaineer Talk and a chance to break it down. And you guys were able to retain a group of players, but you also recruited from several different levels coming in to the 2025-26 season. Freshman, junior college, Division II, Division I. What is the evaluation process as you look at players all across the landscape?
Yeah, I think that, most importantly, we're going to, look for the best fit and evaluate the best fit for our program and the core values that we have in this university academically and then athletically. I think that fit's very, very important. And, certainly with returning a core group of scholarship players and also core group of walk-ons, right? Those are guys that are, very valuable, our team on scout team, and so we returned some of those guys as well. We signed, some freshman local, high school kids. And so then we were able to just mix in 5 transfers, Kason Jennings from South Florida, KJ Vassar, who unfortunately suffered a, season-ending injury in one of our scrimmages. You got Aaron Banks. You got Chad Moody, right? And you got, I'm leaving somebody out. Oh, Jalen Todd, who was a conference player of the year. He's had 7 threes this past weekend. And so, once again, it's about fit. It's about, people that understand they're part of a team game. It's about people that care about education. I think that as you're seeing right now in Indiana football, like fit's very important. And so, those are people that just fit our place and fit our core values.
Certainly have, and to Alonzo Dodd's point, when you can bring in guys that have that fit and they get along so well together, it's really a testament to the players that you're recruiting. All right, we're going to take a break here on Mountaineer Talk. Plenty more to get to with head coach Dustin. Kerns fans, Mountaineer Laughs returns to the Appalachian Theater on January 16th at 7 o'clock. Features comedians Dale Jones and Tyrone Burston. Plus, for every ticket purchased, fans will receive a voucher to attend either the App State men's basketball game on January 15th against James Madison or the 17th against Old Dominion. Get your tickets now at appstatesports.com.
That sounds like a good deal. Let's sell out Mountaineer Laughs.
Well, I went this summer. It was really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard great things about it, and I wish I could probably have some sort of film session or something, but let's sell out Mountaineer Laughs for sure.
January 16th. We'll see you then. More of Mountaineer Talk coming your way right after this.
Miss, sir.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Window World, America's largest exterior remodeler and the official exterior remodeler of App State Athletics, provides exceptional quality windows, siding, doors, and more. They are headquartered right here in North Carolina and have enhanced over 100,000 homes across over 30 counties for over 25 years. Improving your largest investment with energy-efficient products and creating amazing curb appeal is what they do best. From the High Country to the Triad and Catawba Valley to Asheville and beyond. Call, click, or visit Window World, the official exterior remodeler of App State Athletics today.
Tired of sitting on the sidelines because of nagging shoulder, hip, knee, or back pain? Let App Ortho get you back in the game. Offering advanced treatment for shoulder, hip, knee, and back pain, App Ortho offers same-day appointments and telehealth visits. App Ortho is also the official sports medicine and orthopedic provider for App State Athletics. Stop sitting on the sidelines and call App Ortho today, 828-386-2663, or visit apprhs.org.
UNC Health Blue Ridge is known for compassionate, high-quality care. Now, with our new patient tower, we set the standard for growth and innovation. Our 6-story tower in Morganton, North Carolina features advanced critical care rooms, a new emergency department, and a rooftop helipad. You'll see the difference immediately with the same compassionate care you've always trusted. UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. Visit uncbr.org/tower to learn more.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now, for more App State Hoops Talk, here's Matt Present.
All right, welcome back to Mountaineer Talk. Glad you've joined us here on this Monday evening. Head coach Dustin Kerns alongside, again, Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. All right, Coach, let's dive into this past week. You go on the road to Old Dominion. You guys have had a lot of success at Chartway Arena. This year, you get up by 22 points. They hit a bunch of threes late. I don't think the final score is indicative of how much your team dominated that game. What stood out most to you about the way your team showed up on Wednesday night?
Yeah, well, certainly, we know the Sun Belt is really ultra competitive. I don't know if there's, I know we're a couple weeks in. I don't know if there's this team in the Sun Belt and the non-conference just really separated themselves. Either way, right? So I just think our league is just going to beat each other up. My point with saying that is we really wanted to respond from what we were really disappointed for, the Georgia State home loss before that, and coming back from Christmas and proving that we could go on the road and win. And Old Dominion had played the toughest non-conference schedule in the Sun Belt, so their record was a little skewed. We've played the second toughest non-conference schedule, and so I think that us going up there, we had a little bit of an edge to us. We went in there and really imposed our will, set the tone of the game, and played really good. One stat that matters is the W, and so I know they made some threes there at the end, which just just want the game to kind of be over, right? But I thought we controlled the game from start to finish and was really proud of our guys.
Saturday against Marshall, I know the result isn't what you want, but to come back from 17 points down, get it all the way down to 2, one possession game late in a really tough environment to play, what stood out most, and how will a game like that, even though you don't come out with the win, how can a game like that do good things for your team moving forward?
Yeah, Marshall's got a really good team, and they're really good at home. Losing Aaron Banks 2 minutes in the game, certainly hurt. However, I thought we responded. We kept just chipping away at it. We got it to 77-75. It was a really good, competitive game. They hit a big shot. And I just told our guys, hey, we respond like this on the road, we'll be fine. We'll win a lot of games. But at the end of the day, Marshall had to play well to beat us. It's not like they didn't play well. They had to play really well. They had to make some big shots to beat us on their home floor. And so we'll regroup, refocus, and head to the road again.
Coach, a question from our text line. This might be a little tongue-in-cheek, but it says, will you enjoy climbing the indoor rock wall in Conway this week? Do you have any plans to do that at the HTC Center?
I do not.
No? It's a lot of stairs.
If we get the win, I don't mind doing it, but I don't know where the rock wall would be. Like I said, if we get the win, I'll be glad to do it. But no early plans to do it.
Okay.
As of now.
With the win,
I'll do it. Yeah, sure.
Okay. As you prepare to go on the road this week, and we talked about all the miles on the road, what's the process of balancing working your guys in practice, working to get better, and also taking care of their bodies and resting them?
Yeah, well, during the holiday break, many people, I guess some may know this, some not, there's no NCAA rules as far as practice time when school's not in session. However, I felt like yesterday after, at Old Dominion on Wednesday, coming back that night, turning around Friday, heading to Marshall, coming back, we did take yesterday off, which I thought was really important, and gave our guys a day to kind of rest. And then even today, as we turn around and head back out on Wednesday, that we were very light today. And so just feel like keeping our guys fresh is really important. Because Thursday night, because Saturday's a 1 o'clock game, so Thursday night we are busing to Augusta, Georgia after the game. Did you know that?
Found out just now.
Okay. Well, you're on the bus with us, so we're going to bus to Augusta, Georgia Thursday after the game, spend the night, break the trip up, and then head to Conway on Friday morning instead of busing that 5.5, 6 hours on Friday for a 1 o'clock game or after the game. And so there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. There's a lot of logistics. We try to just do what's best for our players and, put ourselves in best position mentally and physically.
Early on in the year to have a rematch, but I know that you felt like your team underperformed against Georgia State. What is it that you most want to see second time around?
Yeah, I just think that, and our guys understand now that, once again, there's our league is wide open at the top. It's wide open at the bottom. There's not a lot of separation either way. And the thing about the Sun Belt is when you're in a 14, everybody has no one has a competitive advantage travel-wise, so there's a lot of teams that are going to have, difficult travel, so that's part of it. But I just think, now our guys, we all truly understand, like, we got to give it our best. We got to, every single night, that this league is really competitive, and home road, like, at the end of the day, I think we're just going to beat each other up.
Coach, appreciate it. Good luck this week.
Thanks for everybody being here. Appreciate all the fans, administration. All right, go Mountaineers, take the stairs.
Take Coach Dustin Kerns.
Jeffrey Nelson. Yeah.
We will wrap up Mountaineer Talk right after this.
More than the sum of its parts in sports and in life. At Blue Ridge Energy, we share the same commitment to excellence as the Appalachian State men's and women's basketball teams. That's why we'll never stop working to provide the energy solutions your family needs and the community deserves. Blue Ridge Energy is proud to be part of the community, proud to be part of App Nation, and proud to partner with App State. Together, we're powering a brighter future. Go Mountaineers!
More and more Mountaineer fans are choosing to go modern at Modern Toyota of Boone. When you buy with Go Modern, you can choose your vehicle, value your trade, pick your payments, apply for credit, even complete your entire purchase online. Or just do the parts you want and pick up where you left off at the dealership. Go Modern puts you in control so you can buy where you want, when you want, and how you want. Get started at moderntoyotaofboone.com. Proud supporter of App State Athletics.
UNC Health Blue Ridge is known for compassionate, high-quality care. Now, with our new patient tower, we set the standard for growth and innovation. Our 6-story tower in Morganton, North Carolina features advanced critical care rooms, a new emergency department, and a rooftop helipad. You'll see the difference immediately with the same compassionate care you've always trusted. UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. Visit uncbr.org/tower to learn more.
Catawba Valley Engineering and Testing is an App State alumni-owned full-service geotechnical engineering, environmental, construction materials testing, and special inspections consulting firm based in Hickory. Maintaining pace with the latest technology and developments allows us to provide cost-effective services. The high number of returning clients reflect their confidence in our staff and our ability to provide quality results. Visit us at cvet.net to learn more. Catawba Valley Engineering and Testing is a proud partner of App State Athletics.
You're locked in to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, talking all things App State basketball. Let's rejoin your host, Matt Present.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk as we close out the show, our first here in 2026. Thanks to Emma Smith and Alonzo Dodd for joining us here on Point Guard edition of Mountaineer Talk. Again, the women are at home this week. They will host Coastal Carolina on Wednesday night at 6:30 at the home center. The Chanticleers are 0-4 to begin conference play this season. And then on Saturday, the ladies will host Southern Miss. The Golden Eagles have begun Sunbelt play 3-1. That Saturday game is at 1 o'clock. Again, get out to the home center and cheer on the App State women. The men on the road this week, they will rematch with both Georgia State and Coastal Carolina. The contest against Georgia State, 7 o'clock on Thursday night. The Panthers, despite that tough non-conference schedule that Dustin Kerns mentioned, they are 2-2 so far this season in league play, and they were coming off a terrific second half on Saturday when they beat Coastal Carolina, scoring 64 points in the second half, and they did it by making 11 consecutive three-pointers and 14 of 15 threes overall in the second half. So hopefully that shooting luck has worn off a little bit as the men head to Atlanta Thursday night, 7 o'clock tip-off against Georgia State. And then, as Coach Kerns mentioned, the team will bus to Augusta after the game, spend the night before concluding the trip on Friday to Conway to face Coastal Carolina on Saturday at 1 o'clock. The Chanticleers are 1-3 so far in Sunbelt play. So that's what's on tap this week Appreciate everyone showing up here at River Street Ale House for our first Mountaineer Talk of 2026. If you missed any of the show, you can check it out starting tomorrow morning on our Nothing But an App State podcast channel, where you can also catch our weekly podcast and our Black and Gold Rewinds recapping every App State men's basketball game. Thanks to Ryan Sirk back inside our network studios. Thanks to Blake Roebuck here at River Street Ale House. I'm Matt President now saying so long, and thanks so much for joining us here on a Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. We will see you next Monday. Have a good night.
The App State Sports Network. You've been listening to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC.